Hey, Mama friend. Welcome back to another episode of Mama Mindset. I'm your host and creator, Amy Cawthron. Thank you so much for joining me again today. I'm starting this recording after a super fun play day in the park with other homeschool mamas and mama friends. And it's something we've recently started and I absolutely love it. It's a chance for us to head down to the park and play. The kids just play and play and play and play, and they don't need us as much. And so the moms actually get a chance to visit. So that's something lately that has shifted in our lives to allow all of the moms to really fill our cups up with some of that socialization that we miss when we're home as stay-at-home moms. So the kids are watching a show and I wanted to hop on here. I have been doing a couple more of these recordings during the day, which is kind of fun and a new challenge. So they always feel and sound a little bit differently, I think, because I'm also still in the back of my mind, still momming, still parenting. Total transparency. I did put a show on for the girls upstairs. They're watching the Magic School Bus, something educational, and Lily's napping. So we'll see how that goes. I'm such a firm believer in trying things and pivoting. And I know we talk a lot about consistency in life, and consistency is where our true growth can come in. But there are moments that I really believe that we need to try new things and pivot, and something really great could come from that. The girls get to know that I'm podcasting instead of me doing it at night. So anyways, I just wanted to give you some fun, insight into my life and what's going on for us just today. So, as I'm recording this, it's before Halloween, but you will be listening to this after Halloween. In fact, this is a Monday episode. So today, as you're listening to it, is the day after Halloween. So I hope for those of you that celebrate the holiday, I don't even know if it's really considered a holiday, but to celebrate the event of Halloween, that the kids are doing okay and everybody's able to kind of decompress after the sugar high and sometimes late nights and the excitement and everything. I know these days are the day after a holiday, especially with it being on a Sunday. And then if you have to go back to school or anything, can be a little bit challenging. So I hope this finds you at a place where you're giving yourself some grace and giving your children some grace in just having maybe a little bit easier of a day. And for those of you that are going back to school, I hope, to public school or school out of the house, I hope that's going okay and that your morning, turned out okay. It can be a little bit chaotic for homeschool mamas. Oh my goodness, put a fun movie on today, maybe try and relax a little bit. And that's what I wanted to talk about today, is just these expectations that we end up having for ourselves around the holidays. And as moms, it starts to feel almost like this competition of the crafts that we're doing and the projects that we're doing and the foods that we're cooking and making costumes versus buying them. And, just all of these activities and things that take place around the holidays start to put so much pressure on moms, so much pressure on us. And we always tease as moms, like if it's Pinterest worthy or, that pressure, we talk a lot of times that this pressure comes from Pinterest or comes from social media or comes from outside people. But I have to tell you something. We did read aloud time yesterday with the girls, and I really truly believe that another source of this pressure that gets put on parents, not just moms, but parents is on in general to do all the things, is freaking kids books. I don't know if you guys are listening as active into children's books in the library as we are, but we read a ton of books. And so yesterday I read, for our read aloud time, I read 3 books just during the day. And then we read 2 more last night. But every single one of those books, as we're reading, it was all based on Halloween, because I try my best to kind of keep it within the theme, which is why the library makes it really easy. She just puts out all the Halloween books and I grab a couple of them, and that's like our theme for the week. I don't even have to think about it. But as I'm reading through these books, every single one of these books had other like Halloween activities or Halloween projects or things that they're doing in the book to make Halloween fun and fall activities. And one of them was like heavy, heavy, so much stuff on fall things. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like we're lucky that we got pumpkin carving in this year. And if you guys follow me on social media, I don't know if I've talked about it as much on the podcast, but we've been camping. We're at hunting camp like every weekend, 3-4 days. We were gone 10 days in a row at hunting camp in the middle of October. So our October and our like quote fall festivities have been really limited. Like I haven't even put up fall decorations this year, you guys. And I do love to put up fall decorations. I love to get the house all cozy and decorate, but the kids are getting busier and busier just in general, not with like things that we have to do, but just activities that we do together during the day and playing. And my priorities have shifted. And so this year, because we've been gone and because we've, taken on homeschool and done a couple other things, like I haven't decorated for fall. And I love to do that. My fall decorating this year was like throwing some pumpkins on the front porch that we grew in the garden. And that was it. Usually I'll put up like a fall wreath and all my decorations and decorate the front porch. And like my front porch is muddy boots from hunting and pumpkins. That's it. I haven't done any decorating, but I was looking and reading these children's books and I'm like, no wonder we have these expectations for ourselves. And no wonder our children have some of these expectations in a way at times of things that they want to do for fall and Halloween. It's because they're immersed in all of this stuff through children's books. And then we're absorbing it through Pinterest, magazines, social media. Before fall even started, people were starting to put up all the posts of how beautifully they decorated their front porch and how beautifully they've decorated their house. And they're doing all these fall activities with the kids. And genuinely, this is what I want to dissect with you. The person that decorates their porch in a beautiful way is probably only decorating their porch. The person that's doing a bunch of fall activities or a fall activity with their kids is probably just doing like one fall activity or 2 fall activities, Halloween activities, whatever. But what we're seeing is this person decorating their front porch. And then all of these people that are doing these activities. And then all of these people that are doing these crafts. And so you start thinking, I need to do all of these things because these people are doing all of these things. But when the reality is that they're probably saying yes to maybe 1 or 2 things. They're not saying yes to everything. There's no way that it's possible for us to do all of the fall crafts, all of the decorating. Like you just can't do all of it all the time. So I was reading through some of these children's books and I'm like, well, there's no wonder that the kids are asking to do this or wanting to go do that. And then you're like, well, do I need to be doing these things? Like, do we need to be going to the pumpkin palooza and the haunted house and trick-or-treating and decorate the pumpkins and have cider pressing and do this and this and this and this and this? And the answer is you don't. And that's okay. So if you're starting to feel a little bit of that pressure as we get closer to some of these holidays, Halloween is really where it starts, I think, especially in the fall, that pressure really starts to come on to like compete and what your front porch looks like and what your decorations look like. And then we roll into Thanksgiving and, the football season, and then we roll into Christmas, and it all becomes this competition. And the kids, they might ask for these things, or they might see these things in the books, but it's genuinely us as parents that are putting the pressure on ourselves. And so you don't have to look at all the magazines. You don't have to look at all the things on social media and think like, I need to do all of these things all the time. So this is just a gentle reminder that what you are doing is enough. What you are doing is probably beautiful and amazing. And if you are literally doing nothing this year, nothing, that's okay also. That's genuinely okay. There's a lot of people that don't even celebrate Halloween. And if you're one of those people, then that's great. Honestly, last year we didn't go trick-or-treating. We did a small get-together party with just one other family, and the kids loved it. They missed the idea of Halloween trick-or-treating because of the books that we read. We're going to go trick-or-treating this year. That's our plan, and that's okay. But last year it was very, very, very minimal, and it was awesome. It was so much fun to just take a step back. And if you don't celebrate Halloween, if you guys don't go trick or treating, and then that's fine. That's okay. And if this isn't your season to do those things, then that's okay too. If this is the season that you want to decorate and you want to, do more crafts and you want to try and do some of those things, then do it with joy. Do it with happiness and do it with appreciation for the time that you have. Don't do it because you feel pressured to do it. Don't do it because you're trying to impress somebody and a lot of times we don't even realize that we're doing that, but ask yourself the reason why. Why am I pushing myself to do these things? Why am I wanting to do all of this? Like decorating and crafting and activities and adventures and things like that. Is it coming from a place of genuine interest, or is it coming from a place because you feel like you need to be doing that? I've just learned over the years that ends up being completely depleting for myself and my family. And so we're a family that tends to be much more simplistic when it comes to things like that. We will do maybe one Halloween themed activity or craft. Ladies, I know it's crazy to start thinking about Thanksgiving being right around the corner, but with that comes Black Friday and Cyber Monday. My friends at Primally Pure just announced they will be increasing coupon codes to 20% off site-wide purchases from November 26th through Monday, November 29th. 20% off. That's incredible. I know as a stay-at-home mom, my Christmas budget is strict and tight. We have one income in this household. So this is an incredible opportunity for you to get stocking stuffers. And trust me, their chapstick is amazing. Primally Pure products also serve as a perfect gift for your mother, your sister, or even a friend. You've heard me talk so much about how much I love this company, and it's because they are trustworthy, they are effective, and they're so easy to use. They contain nature's most precious elements, are non-toxic, made in the USA, and they come with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. That's incredible. I personally use a variety of their products on myself as well as my family and have never been disappointed. So check out their website. It's primallypure.com, and be sure to use the discount code Mama Mindset for 10% off your purchase, or an exciting 20% off your entire purchase during Black Friday and Cyber Monday from November 26th through November 29th. And now let's get back to this incredible conversation. I'm talking like projects like at the house and things like that. And this year we really didn't do any of that. I think they colored a picture that they got from gymnastics. And I was like, sweet, we did a Halloween craft. I bought like little decorative decals to put on the windows that they can move around. And that was it. And then we did pumpkin carving, and pumpkin carving in and of itself with three small children, 7, 5, and 2, is a huge undertaking. It's a huge, huge project. I mean, it takes you several hours by the time you start, you get organized, you start carving, you get it all done. The kids end up having, of course, this like huge spurt of energy because they're excited. And then you have to wind down, get everything cleaned up, and then get them in bed. And Brad and I were talking that we feel just incredibly fortunate that we are homeschooling. So last night was we carved pumpkins last night. So last night was a very late night for us, but it was okay because we didn't have to be up early in the morning to get them ready for school. In fact, today is our off day of school because we do library and play date. So it works out great. But if they were in school, holy hell. I mean, by the time you get them in bed and it's late and we read a special Halloween story, like just the little things, I try and add in those little things. So we did a special Halloween story in our teepee tent with the lights on, and that's it. That's really all we're doing. And as far as activities go and Halloween things, and I can't imagine them getting up early in the morning and then having to go to school today because they were very tired this morning and it was a very slow morning, and I was tired this morning. It's a big undertaking. So if you're the mom that does all the things and you absolutely love that and it doesn't drain you or deplete you, then my hat goes off to you. And that's amazing. If you're the mom that's feeling like, I don't want to do those things right now, I don't really care to do some of those, then don't do them. It's okay. It's genuinely okay. Just squash some of that pressure that you're putting on yourself. And a lot of that pressure comes from the things that you're putting into your mind. And that comes from, like I said, the magazines that you're reading, Pinterest, outside sources, social media, children's books. Holy hell, I cannot believe like the things that were in these children's books that the kids are reading. And I'm like explaining to them. They're like, "Mom, we should do that. Mom, we should do that." I'm like, "We're not going to do that. I would love to do that. That sounds so much fun. Maybe we can do that next year. We'll think about it. I'll think about it. We'll look into it." In the back of my mind, knowing like I'm just probably not going to do those things. And that's okay. I do what I can within my own capacity. And I explain that to the kids. Like I'm not up for doing that, especially with all three of you, especially by myself. And we're limited on our time that we have with Brad. So just be careful of the things that you're absorbing. Be careful of the things that you are, putting into your mind and the pressures that you're putting on yourselves as it comes close to the holidays. And I hope everybody had a great, fantastic Halloween. We are really looking forward to going trick or treating. But again, like you're listening to this on Monday, so you've already been. And I hope everybody was safe. I hope you had good weather if you did choose to do that. For those of you that are not comfortable going trick or treating or were not comfortable going trick or treating this year for COVID reasons, or just it wasn't your season, that's okay too. And if any of you are feeling guilty about that or the pressures that come from not doing all of the things, it's okay. We were that family last year, and I look back and it was like the day after, 2 days after Halloween, and I loved it. I loved it. Halloween is incredibly important to me, and the girls still, they trick-or-treated with friends, just like at their house. We had neighbors that came and brought some little treats, and they trick-or-treated at grandparents. Like we just did some little things. So if that's you this year, then congratulations, honestly. Like good for you for taking a step back. Good for you for taking a little bit of a break from all of the pressures that we have in this very commercialized society that we live in right now. I think some of these holidays and these events have really gotten blown way out of proportion. It just puts so much pressure on parents to do all of the things. And I really believe that the true genuine happiness comes within us in leading a more simple life. And maybe you don't agree with me, and that's fine, but I have found more and more and more that by us pulling back, going more internal within our family, pushing aside the pressures that we have to do the things, be the things, like explore all of the things all the time, for us to just stay home, be internal, and have the occasional play date, the occasional outing, that's a game changer. That is a game changer to simplicity and happiness and fulfillment within our lives for us. And that may not be the same for everybody. Some people their cups are filled by go, 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 do, do, do all the time. But I do think more often than not, more of us find the joy in our lives by leading a more simple life. So if you're on that journey right now, after Halloween or with Halloween or holidays coming up, then embrace that. COVID really taught us a lot last year in embracing the simple things and loving the simple things and taking a step back from doing all the things. And now I've just seen, as the world starts to open up and people are doing more, I've seen burnout, I've seen resentment, I've seen overwhelm, even more so than we had when we were home living more simply with the pandemic. So if you enjoyed parts of that within the pandemic, then just know that you don't have to do all the things right now. You don't have to listen to the children's books and all of the things that they're saying that make fall fun and make Halloween fun and make the various holidays fun. it's not about that. It's about the time that you have together. It's about the things you do together as a family, very simply. And it could just be talking about the holiday and what it means to you. So, like I said, our Halloween experience this year was carving pumpkins, and we were really, really lucky to even get that in. And we're going to attempt to go trick or treating. We'll see how that goes as we'll be getting back from camp. I don't know what that's going to look like, but we would like to do it because we can. And we were grateful for the time that we didn't do it last year. So stop putting the pressure on yourself, sweet mama. Take a step back, ask yourself why you're doing the things you're doing. Ask yourself if it really fills you up, and just know you don't have to compete. You don't have to compete with me. You don't have to compete with the mom down the street. You definitely don't have to compete with Pinterest and the moms on Pinterest that are doing some of those things, because I guarantee you, if they are doing all of those things, all the things that we've talked about, they're a mom that does all the things. She's saying no to something else somewhere else. You can't say yes to all of those things and yes to all of the other things in your life. You have to say no to things. There's things that she's giving up. There's things that she's sacrificing to do all the fall crafts and decorate. And maybe that's them giving up certain things you can't see, like their budget. Maybe they're giving up the way they're eating because they don't have enough time to meal prep and grocery shop and do other things. So there's things that they're giving up in order to do only the things that you're seeing on social media. And just know that there's so much going on behind the scenes. With us saying yes to camp, us going camping is me saying no to fall decorating. Okay. You might see me, I'm still podcasting. We're still homeschooling. We're going camping. And it seems like we've added that on, and we have, yes, I've added on camping, but what I've given up in return is being able to keep up with my laundry right now, because we're in and out and in and out. Like I said, I haven't decorated for fall. We didn't make any Halloween costumes this year. I haven't made any big meals necessarily. It's really been in scramble mode. Okay. I haven't really done any major grocery shopping because we're here for 2 days and then we're back at camp. Then we're home for 3 days and then we're back at camp. And so I might be saying yes to going hunting and camping and doing some of those things that fill my cup, but I'm also saying no to other things on this side over here. And some of them are obligations that I still need to be taking care of. And they're kind of falling by the wayside. And that's temporary. That's a season that I'm in right now. As soon as we're back from camp, we're saying no more camping, no more hunting. Now we're home and I'm going to focus on X, Y, and Z. So just remember, if you say yes to this thing over here, if you're saying yes to all of these things over here, somewhere in the background, you are saying no to something. You are taking time out of another area of your life that you would typically be spending. So that's my thoughts today. That is my post-Halloween thoughts. Well, I guess for me, it's pre-Halloween, you post-Halloween. I was just reading those children's books and I'm like, it's not just Pinterest and social media and magazines that are putting that pressure on us as parents. It's the flipping children's books too. All the stories and all the suggestions of things that we should be doing in fall and for the various holidays too, not just fall. It could be Valentine's Day. It could be even all the summer things in some of these children's books. You're like, I'm not going to get all the things in this summer. Do my best to maybe swim in the pool. And that's okay. So just know that you're doing a great job, mama. Okay. I know I probably don't say that enough, but I want all of you to know, if you're listening to the podcast, if you follow me on social media, if you're trying to take some action steps in your life, if you're raising tiny humans, you are doing a great job. Listening to this podcast, following me on social media, those things are ways for you to improve your life, right? The things that we talk about here are ways to shift our perspective or realign us or improve something that we are feeling like we're lacking in. And just by taking the initiative to try, just by being a good mom and loving those sweet kids, you are awesome. You are doing such a good job, and you are doing a better job than I know for a fact that you're giving yourself credit for. because we all are way too hard on ourselves sometimes. And I say sometimes, but I know we're all way too hard on ourselves every single day. As women, we are just pouring, pouring, pouring into others, and we don't really take it enough time to just say, I'm okay. I'm doing good. And I really did the best that I could with what I was given today. So I just want you to know that I'm proud of you. Keep moving forward, squash the pressures that are coming into your life from outside areas, and go be you. Go do you, and go do what's best for your family, not what other people have expectations for you to do. So thank you for listening today, sweet mama. I look forward to talking to you again soon.